You know the real problem. You are just solving everything around it. Many people keep working around a problem instead of addressing it directly. They would create extra steps, softer messages, new trackers, and maybe more meetings. But the real issue remains untouched. Why does this happen? Let's look at the reasons one by one. Number one reason why this happens is negative message avoidance. People usually avoid naming the real issue because they do not want to be associated with bad news or negative news. It is because many people have a habit of shooting the messenger because it's the messenger who is bringing in the bad news. Although the messenger may have nothing to do with the news, the person is just passing the message. To avoid any transference in terms of transfer effect of the negative message, people do not want to be the one giving such a message. Number two reason why this happens is responsibility avoidance. When a problem or issue is raised, the first question which is asked is, what have you done to fix it? There is a high chance that the person who raised the problem will be one of the person who will be involved in fixing it, until unless it falls within the purview of some other department. Clearly, to avoid anything to do with the problem in terms of responsibility, people prefer a workaround. Number three reason why this happens is system preservation. The current system may be broken, but it is familiar. The current system can have its own problems, but people are used to it. Most people would prefer the status quo rather than going through change management to make it better. Workarounds protect it from being questioned. Now, how does it play out in professional life? For example, a project is delayed because one team is not giving inputs on time. Everyone knows that this is the bottleneck, but instead of saying it clearly, people create new trackers, schedule more meetings, send more reminders, and worst is to adjust timelines. The project does not suffer because the problem is invisible. Most of the people working on the project know about it. It suffers because everyone keeps managing around it. So, how do we recognize if this is happening with us or not? Ask yourself a few questions. Do I keep creating workarounds instead of naming the real issue? Observe your behavior. Are you doing that? Am I avoiding the problem because solving it would require an uncomfortable conversation? The easier proxy to this would be, have you had an uncomfortable conversation with somebody on the project in last 2 months, 1 month, 3 months? Because I'm sure something would have gone wrong in last 1 or 2 months and it may require an uncomfortable conversation to resolve it. Third question to ask yourself is, have I made the process more complex just to avoid one direct action? Look at the start of the project when you enter or when you started managing it. What were the checks or balances or trackers which were present at that time? Now look at the process which is in action today. Is it more complex? If it is more complex, to account for the complexity of the project, then it is fine. But if it is to avoid direct action, then that is a problem. So, how do we solve about it? Few actions which you can do. Name the problem in one clear sentence. This gives clarity in terms of what is the problem statement. If the problem statement is clear, the action associated with it will become clear automatically. This can become tricky. We are not talking about the symptom, not the workaround, but the real issue. For example, if there is a delay happening in the project, look at the problem and try to understand and write it down or say it out loud. The delay is not because of tracking. The delay is because of ownership issues or because ownership is unclear. This helps you to name the real problem rather than naming a workaround. Second action which you can take is pair the bad news with the root cause and next step. If by any chance you are the one breaking the bad news, then soften the impact by pairing it with the root cause of the problem and next steps to ensure it does not happen again. The next step can be a work in progress or may not even have been started or initiated, but having it for a discussion is always good. It shows that you are proactive. The third action which you can do is replace one workaround with one direct action. If a workaround action is happening like setting up a weekly meeting, new tracker, substitute any of them with a direct action. This may mean an uncomfortable conversation, maybe some not so gentle reminders on email, but it will improve the system in the long run rather than walking around it. So I will say a workaround may reduce friction today, but it protects the problem for tomorrow. Think about that.